Good morning. It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. And on this show, I'm back. I am back and I'm feeling better. Thank you all for the well wishes out there. and on this show, I want to go ahead and show you what I picked up in the mail. I did not get out to any stores. I went to Virginia and I didn't even do any shopping while I was up there. I was seeing family and having a great time up there, but ate some good food. Celebrated Christmas and came home. I hope to get out this week. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I'm going to go through my top 10 of 1988. I know you're looking forward to that. And then I'm going to show you a bunch of records that I haven't shown yet. This is the third batch of the Jersey Haul, and I'm going to show those at the end. So here we go. Let's get right into it. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm the North Carolina Vinyl Picker, and I'm on twice a week, on Wednesdays, and I'm on Sundays. And I have over 400 shows. So if you're interested, go back and check them out. And if you like my show at the end, you can hit the bell and you can sub me up. And here we go. I got this in the mail just the other day. And it is the Nightfly, yes, with Donald Fagen. This is an upgrade. This is a Quiax 2. And I put my other copy of this in my store. And I do have a store, and it's in Discogs. There'll be a link down below. And I'm also in eBay. You can go there, North Carolina Vinyl Picker, Big Cheap Vinyl 57. That's right, in eBay. And I have lots of CDs, records, all kinds of stuff in there. So this is a upgrade, like I said. This sounded great. Played it last night. And the upgrade, the other one is in the store. I got this one here in the mail. This was $10, and this is every good boy deserves favor, Moody Blues, and it's a Japanese pressing. Boy, was this clean. Nice, beautiful sound. And the other one is not in the store because that was a gift to me from my cousin's husband. King Crimson and the Wake of Poseidon promo. And this had a little bit of schmutz in it, a little bit of... well, it wasn't any skips. It was just kind of dirty. I ran it through the Humming Guru, but it still had some crinkle and crackle. So I'm not putting my other copy of this in the store. I will be keeping it, but it's kind of cool to have the promo in the Wake of Poseidon, King Crimson. This one here is a special one. This is my birthday present from my brother in New Jersey, and his name is John. And this was my birthday present. My birthday is tomorrow. That's right. North Carolina Vinyl Picker's birthday is tomorrow. I'm waiting for my son to come home from Florida, and then we're going to celebrate. So here you go. This is Bonco's first album. And this is Ion Sono Nato Librio, if I'm saying that correct. And this is their first album. This is incredible. The only album I'm missing now of Bonco would be Darwin. That's the only one I'm missing that I really want. I have a couple of their later ones I'd probably get if I found a good deal on them. But yeah, I got to get a hold of Darwin. These next two are gifts from my wife for Christmas. I got the Crosby, Stills and Nash live at the Fillmore. And this was incredible. It was very good. And I've already played it. And I already streamed it once. And it's better than Four-Way Street. It just has some different songs on it, and I think it's just marvelous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I got this one here from my wife, Tori Amos. I'm all in on Tori Amos. Been listening to her ever since her first tour when I went and seen her. And this is Tori Amos live, Diving Deep. Great, great, great. And those here could have been in my top 20 for the 2024, but they didn't make it, sadly, because I've already had the show. So those are contenders. Marillion Garden Party and Margaret. This is a picture disc that is kind of got some discoloration going on in it. But I picked it up for cheap, and it goes for some money. So I think I got it for like $5, and then it'll go in with my Marillion stuff. That's over here to the left. And I'm also doing moved all my records from this room here over to another room. And I'm going to give you a quick tour here right after this video. I'll add that on so you can see what I've been doing. I got it all moved in 2 days. I'm keeping my prog bin in here, but everything else is getting moved over there so I can get a nice couch in here, a little bit of, so the picker can lay down and listen to some tunes. And it's going to make some room in here so I can do some other stuff. Okay, so here we go. 6 minutes in. We're going to go through 1988. This is my continuation of my series that I started with 1972, I believe. And I'm going to go all the way to the present day. So every week we take another year and we look back, and I go ahead and show you my top 10 albums of 1988 today. Next week will be 89. Last week was 87. You follow me here? We're just going forward here. So coming in at number 10. Now this is a band that I've always listened to, and for a long, long time. And I think my friend John might have turned me on to this one too. This would be Shadowfax. This is folk songs for a nuclear age. And this is a great album. All their albums are great. At a time, they were on Windham Hill for a piece. And their very first album, I think it's called Watercourse Way. That is actually a jazz fusion album. But they turned into a new age band. And then towards the end of their career, they just were all over the place. They were new age. They were experimental. They were all kinds of stuff. They were jazzy. So this is a great album. Then their leader, Chuck Greenberg, passed away. He has a solo album that's really good too. So I got to find that album. I'll put that with my Shadowfax albums in my new record room. I got to give you a tour here. I'm all excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Okay, coming in at number 9. This was another person who has passed away. And this is Pete Bardens. And he was the original keyboard player for Camel. And Camel's an English progressive rock band. Pete Bardens' Speed of Light. I love Pete Bardens' solo stuff. I just wish he has one album that I really like a lot. I think it was on Miramar Records that has never been put on vinyl, but I hope someday it will be. But this album here, Speed of Light, I've listened to this thing so many times. But he was my favorite. Matter of fact, Camel's records, my favorite records with Camel are with Pete Bardens. And then when he left, Andrew Latimer took over the vocals, and he took over his guitar playing is next to nobody, but I just prefer the older Camel. Coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 8 is another band that my friend John turned me on to. Well, not really turned me on to, but he turned me on to his solo records because I was a big Pat Metheny fan for years. But Lyle Mays is the keyboard player for a Pat Metheny group, and he's since passed away. So Street Dreams, and this is his second solo album, and I got it coming in at number 8, and this is a fantastic album. Coming in at number 7. Number 7. This is a jazz guy here. This guy plays the bass, and his name is Stuart Hamm, and he's played on lots of different bands. He's played with Satriani. He's played with Alan Holdsworth. This album is his debut solo album, and this is a really cooker. So if you like jazz fusion, you would love this album here by Stuart Hamm if you can find it. This is pricey, but I found it one day. I was in Taylorsville, North Carolina. I think I paid $5 for it. Apparently, they didn't know what they had, but I knew what it was as soon as I saw it because I had it on CD for years and years. So there you go. Coming in at number, what did we say it was? Number 7. Radio Free Asimov. Stuart Hamm. Coming in at number 6. This is Pink Floyd. I don't have the album, but I do have the DVD, Blu-ray, CD box that's in my store, actually, I'm selling. So if you're interested, it's in there. Delicate Sound of Thunder. Pink Floyd box. This came out in 1988. It's the live show from the album from 1987. And it's an outstanding. This album was supposed to have been a David Gilmour album, but then he went ahead and got Rick Wright and Nick Mason on it. Coming in at number 6. No, that was 6. Coming in at number 5 is Steve Winwood, Roll With It. And Steve Winwood was still making excellent records in through the 80s. And I saw him in the 90s with my other friend John, who lives up in Canada. If you're watching, we need to go ahead and connect and give me a phone call, buddy. But roll with it. Steve Winwood. Another great album. He just kept pumping out one record after the next. And I know he hasn't made a record in a long time, but he's getting up there in age. And of course, Steve Winwood played with Traffic and Blind Faith and Spencer Davis Group, stuff like that. Started playing, I think he was like 16 or 17 when he joined the Spencer Davis Group. But this is coming in at number 5. Roll with it. Coming in at number 4 was the Moody Blues. Yeah, Sir L'Amour. And this is another fantastic album by there. I Know You're Out There Somewhere. He had Here Comes the Weekend. I Want to Be With You. This was a great album. And the album after this one is hard to find. This is getting towards the CD era. Now we're getting into that era. But coming in at number 4 is Sir L'Amour and Moody Blues. I think I saw them on this, right around this time I saw them. But I saw Moody Blues probably more than just about any other band. Coming in at number 3, Mr. John Anderson, In the City of Angels. I had this on cassette. I think I had it on CD. I used to play this all the time. It's got Hold On to Love. It's got If It Wasn't for Love. This is a great solo album. If you love John Anderson, you don't need to stop at Elias. You need to keep going and get some of his later stuff, because this is a really excellent album that he did in 1988, In the City of Angels, which I listen to all the time. That's what's cool about going back and doing these every week, is I go through these records, I start playing them again, and I've heard most of these so many times over the years. Coming in at number 2, well, we're getting close now anyway. Thomas Dolby, Aliens Ate My Buick. That's right. This is a fantastic album. I listen to this. It's got Airhead on here, Hot Sauce. You call it hot sauce. It's hot and pepper. Oh yeah, Aliens Ate My Buick. That's right. Aliens Ate My Buick. Yep. Thomas Dolby. I was all in on the Dolby in the 80s. That was probably my weirdest band I listened to in the 80s. Maybe I listened to a little bit of the Residents too. But Aliens Ate My Buick. Coming in at number 2. Coming in at number 1. Well, this lady was just hitting her stride here. This is Why Can't Tori Read? Of course, this is Tori Amos. This is her first album with her band, and this album was recorded out in LA and didn't do very well. So then she changed it up. And then she came out the next year or the year after with her first album as Tori Amos. So there you go. Why Can't Tori Read? So you people out there that don't know, Tori Amos had another album before Little Earthquakes. This is it right here. This album, it gets pricey. I have a couple copies now. This is a record store day copy, but I also have an OG in my record room, which is over there. Now I got my record room. Yes. So there you go. And that's 1988. Stay tuned next week. I'll be going through 1989. We're almost into the 90s. Isn't that exciting? I think so. So let's go here. I'm going to show you all these records that I picked up from my buddy John. Now, I'm not sure if I've showed some of these already, but I had them all mixed together from the 3 batches. So we'll go through these, and if there's anything he noticed that was already shown, it's okay. I'll show them again. So here we go. We're in 14 minutes. I'm going to try to get this done in 6 minutes. The History of Eric Clapton. This is a great album. I can't wait to give that a listen. Got another copy of Trespass. Genesis, my favorite Genesis album. This is my friend John's favorite Genesis album, Foxtrot. This is a gatefold. I'll be keeping this one, putting it in the record room. B.B. King in London. I don't know a whole lot about B.B. King, but I'll give it a listen. James Gang, of course. Everybody knows the James Gang. Little Feat, special master recording. I remember hearing these guys back in the day. I never owned any of their records, but I remember listening to them, especially when I was stationed in the Navy up there in Virginia. Of course, Art Garfunkel. This is probably Angel Clare. I think this is his first album. Niels Lofgren. I don't really know too much about Niels, but I think he was the guitar player for Bruce Springsteen. About all I know. I'll give it a listen. Hot Tuna. Again, I don't really know much about this band, but I think they played with Jefferson Airplane, or there's members from Jefferson Airplane that's in this band. So there you go. And it's a Ginger Baker's Air Force. Of course, he was the drummer for Cream. But there's a lot of new music here to listen to. Oh, Cheech and Chong's first album. That's going to be funny. I've listened to that. I got another copy of Big Bamboo with the rolling paper. And I already have one of these. So there you go. The Doors, Soft Parade. Great album. The Doors. I don't have too much The Doors. I'm liking that. Billy Joel, Cold Spring Harbor. I will put that. This is a sealed copy. This will be going in my record room with my Billy Joel collection. Thank you very much. Warren Zevon. I got a twofer on that Warren Zevon. And looking forward to giving this a listen. And this one here a listen. This one here has got the Werewolves of London. Everybody knows that song. And Bob Dylan, I was glad to see this album come back into my collection. I think I Need Desire. That's the other one I don't have. That's about my two favorite albums of Dylan. There's this one here and Desire. I had these back in the day in the old collection. The Montrose Summit. This has got Billy Cobham, Bob James, Steve Kahn, who I know, John Schaefer, I know him. Some of these other people I don't know, but I'll be giving this a listen, especially to the people I know. The Montrose Summit. The Small Faces before they were the Faces. I have a copy of this already, and it's a good album. We'll be listening to that. Here's another album by Hot Tuna. Here's First Winter, Johnny Winter. I don't have any Johnny Winter in my collection. I have his brother Edgar, and I've seen Edgar live with Rick Derringer, but I don't have any Johnny Winter in my collection, so after I listen to this, I might just be a fan of Johnny Winter. And here's another album by Johnny Winter. And this one here, yeah, it's got Rick Derringer on that with him. I didn't know Rick Derringer played with Johnny. Weather Report, of course, I have a copy of this. Heavy Weather. This is probably my favorite album by them. And it's got Jocko on here. Yeah. Steve Winwood. Welcome to the Canteen. I have all of Traffic's albums. So this is another Traffic album by them. This is a Jefferson Airplane album, Bark. This is a Poco album, Legend. I had a copy of this one time. It was a original master recording. I sold it. George Benson, The Other Side of Abbey Road. I have some George Benson. I like George Benson. That should be good. Listen. Sea Level. They're a good band. I like a jazz band. Oh, another Bob Dylan. The Free Willin' Bob Dylan. I'll be keeping this, put that in my collection. I'll be giving this a listen. It's got Blowing in the Wind, The Girl from the North Country, Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. That's about all I know on that one. And another Bob Dylan. This one here is Blonde on Blonde. So I'll be keeping that one and putting that in the collection. John Coltrane, A Love Supreme. This is a great album. I had a copy of this not too long ago, and I didn't keep it. I sold it. But this one here I'll probably put in my collection. Stage Fright, the band. I love the band. I need to find a copy of the Big Pink. Yeah, music from the Big Pink. That's what it's called. That's all I got today. So I'm glad to be back. I'll be doing my Wednesday show. And on my Wednesday show, we're going to go ahead and do my top 5 New Year's resolutions for next year. What I plan to do with my channel and what I've done in the past and what I'm going to change. So stay tuned for that. You'll be surprised on my changes. So that's all I got for today. We're coming in at 20 minutes. I hope you stuck around. If you stuck around, you like the show, hit the button, hit the bell, support the troops, and we'll be seeing you on Wednesday. North Carolina Vinyl Picker. I'm out. I'm out of here.